Hey, friends. So, as many of you all know, I have made a pretty big change in my life. I bought a van and I'm converting it and traveling, and it's really exciting and a lot of fun. And I have gotten a ton of questions about or comments just about like, that's so awesome, like that's just incredible, like that's my dream, I'll just live vicariously through you. How do you do it? All of these kinds of things. And to me, I'll be honest, like I don't feel like I'm anyone special. I don't know, when I want to do something, I just pretty much just do it. But because I've gotten such a strong response to it, and this word inspiration keeps coming up a lot, I decided really to take some time and dig into what seems to be different about the path that I've chosen. And not just the path, but what's different about me that allows me to choose a different path. And I've identified, I think, three things aren't that are unique to me. That's not like no one in the whole world has these. Like, certainly other people have these. I think the combination of these three things is unique, and you don't find it very often. And let me say, I'm in a really uncomfortable place right now because I really don't love talking about myself in this way. But I'm really pushing myself because I think that some of these insights could benefit some of you all and might get you all thinking. So, the first thing that I've realized about myself is that I don't live in the past. Like, I really think a lot about my future and where I want to go, where I am now, and what I need to do to get to my future self, basically, right? And so, I don't feel like my past holds me back. Like, I don't think about things that happened, or, oh, I should have done this, or I could have done that, or reliving things. I don't tell myself things like, well, I've never done that before. And so it's just not going to work. I say, oh, I've never done that before, so let me figure out how to do it. Like, I don't let my past hold me back, whatever it was, like good, bad, negative, indifferent, like anything that the past I can't change. But if you think if you think about it, I heard the other day this analogy of a toddler learning to walk, and for the first time they've never done it before, and if they said like, oh, never done it before, might as well not try, they never learn to walk. But that's silly. Like, toddlers don't do that. They just get up over and over and over and over until they figure it out. And then it gets to a point where you don't even have to think about putting one foot in front of the other. It just happens. And so that's a lot of the mentality that I've carried through into the rest of my life to this point is, it's not that, oh, I haven't done it before, so I'm not going to try. It's, oh, I haven't done it, and so let's just figure this out. And I'm probably going to fall, and I'm probably going to make mistakes. Not probably, I am. Like, it's inevitable. But I'm going to get back up, and I'm going to figure it out until it just becomes natural, and I don't think about it anymore. So I think that's one of the first things that really stood out to me in my reflection, is that I don't live in my past. The other thing that really stood out to me in my reflection is that I don't need a full plan before I take action. So, let's take my van build out, for example. I have a general idea of what I want it to look like in the end, but I have no clue about all the little details and finishes. And even the last week being in my van and traveling to Florida, I have realized that there are lots of things that I thought about a van build out that I don't need, or I thought, oh, I'll get away without it. And now I'm realizing, like, oh, that'll actually be really nice to have. Right? So, I think about a conversation that I had with my sister recently, and she's like, well, what's your color scheme? What are you going to do? How are you going to decorate? And I'm like, decorate? Like, dude, I'm just trying to get the floor down right now. Like, get the insulation to stay up right now. You know what I mean? Like, So I have not even thought about that. So, but that doesn't stop me from taking action. I don't need the full plan. I don't need all the nitty-gritty details fleshed out to figure out where I'm going to go. And that also means though that along the way we're probably going to do something wrong and have to backtrack and redo some things in order to get to the place where we want to go. But that's okay with me, because even in that backtracking and redoing, I'll learn something and I'll figure out and I'll know for, to do better next time, and to be able to utilize that in other areas. So that's the second thing. I don't need a full plan before I start taking action. I just got the van and said, we'll figure it out. Another question I get a lot right now is, where's the first place you're going to go? And I'm like, I have no idea, because it depends on how long it takes to do the build out. I mean, it could be the springtime, it could be summertime, heck, it could even be the winter. I really hope it doesn't take that long, but that all influences where I go when I take my maiden voyage, if you will. But yeah. Okay, so the third thing, and I think this is probably the most influential thing for me. Like, this is like the crux of all of it. I have this incredible belief in my abilities to make things happen. So I don't necessarily believe that I know everything, and I don't believe that I have all the skill sets. I don't necessarily believe that I'm where I need to be, but I do wholeheartedly believe that I have the ability to figure it out. I will figure out what resources I need. I will go, I keep going back to the van because it's the most tangible thing for me right now, but I'll go to YouTube and I'll watch videos. I'll go to the guide. I'll go to Lowe's and ask the person in the Lowe's aisle. I'll ask another person who's shopping at Lowe's that's looking at the same thing as me, like, what are you using this for? Like, figure it out. Call my dad up, and actually, more than calling him up, he's with me right now. So he's really serving as some expertise for me right now with my van build. So I just believe, and I know in my core that I will figure it out. And let me tell you, one of the key parts to building that belief for myself started with years ago not allowing myself to say I don't know to something, because I don't know is like escape hatch to just not even try, in my opinion. And so I just don't allow myself to say it. So instead, I might say, I'm going to figure it out. Or I might say, I don't know yet. Or just totally flip it on its head and just say, well, what's the first thing I need to do to figure it out, So I just don't allow myself to say I don't know, especially in the world of the internet. I mean, you can figure things out so easily these days. There's all kinds of information and all kinds of people out there that want to tell you how to do whatever it is that you're looking to do. You just have to figure out what works for you, right? But so yeah, those are, I think, the combination of three things that come together to make a unique, put me in a unique place to do things and live a life that it seems like others are really inspired by and dream of and wish they could have. But more than anything, I want you all to know that even though this combination of three things is unique, of not living in my past, not needing a full plan, and just having that strong belief in my abilities to figure it out, even if you don't have that, you can develop that in yourself and you can have whatever life you want. But you have to first take ownership over where your life is now and not put that on anyone else. No one else is responsible for where you are now, only you. And that's really where it starts. So I hope this has got you thinking, and you all have an awesome weekend.